Carlo wiggled on the wooden stool in his abuela's kitchen. The room smelled like cinnamon and something delicious simmering on the stove. Sunlight streamed through the window, making the colorful tiles on the wall gleam like jewels. But Carlo was bored. He had played with all his toy cars and built a tower of blocks as tall as his knee. "Abuela," he sighed, his chin in his hands. "What can I do?" His grandmother, Abuela Elena, turned from the stove. She wiped her hands on her flowery apron and smiled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "Ah, mi cariño," she said, her voice warm like a hug. "I think it is time for a special adventure, an adventure of words." She walked over to the big, bright yellow refrigerator. On it were colorful, squiggly magnets. They were letters, but some of them looked funny to Carlo. "You know your English alphabet, yes? A, B, C," she said, pointing to a few familiar shapes. "But my stories, my songs, my recipes, they are in Spanish, and the Spanish alphabet has its own magic." She pulled off a magnet shaped like an A. "This is A," she said, pronouncing it with a clear, open ah sound. "A is for abuela. That's me, your grandmother who loves you very much." She tapped her heart and winked. Carlo smiled. He liked that. Next, she took down a B. "This is B. Be. It's for burrito, a yummy tortilla wrapped around beans and cheese that we can make for lunch." Carlo's tummy rumbled. This alphabet adventure was already sounding delicious. Then came C. "Se" is for corazón, Abuela Elena said, tracing a heart shape in the air. "It means heart. My heart is full of love for you, Carlo." Carlo pointed to a letter that looked like a regular N, but with a little wavy hat on top. "What's that one? It's wearing a mustache." Abuela Elena laughed, a joyful, musical sound. "That is my favorite. That is the letter ña, pronounced Enya. It is a very special letter, unique to Spanish. And Enya is for piñata." Her eyes twinkled. "You remember your birthday? The colorful donkey made of paper that we filled with candy? That's a piñata. You can't spell piñata without the special Enya." Carlo imagined the colorful piñata swinging from the tree and the shower of candy that rained down when it broke. The letter Enya was definitely a fun party letter. Abuela continued the journey. G, pronounced he, was for guitarra, the guitar his Tio Miguel played, filling the house with music. M, was for mariposa, the beautiful monarch butterflies they saw fluttering in the garden, their orange wings like tiny sunsets. Te, was for taco, another wonderfully tasty word that made Carlo's mouth water. With each letter, Abuela didn't just say the word, she told a tiny story. She would hum a little tune for guitarra or flutter her fingers like mariposa. The kitchen was no longer just a kitchen. It was a stage for the magical Spanish alphabet. Carlo was no longer bored. He was captivated. These weren't just letters. They were keys to a secret world, Abuela's world, a world of family, flavor, and fiestas. He hopped off the stool and pointed out the window. Their fluffy white cat, Snowball, was stretching in a patch of sun. "Abuela, what about the cat?" Abuela smiled. A cat in Spanish is a gato. It starts with G, just like guitarra. "Gato!" Carlo shouted, giggling. He looked at the bowl of red tomatoes on the counter. "What about those?" "Ah, a tomate. That starts with T, like taco." Carlo felt a thrill of excitement. He was starting to understand. The letters weren't just squiggles on the fridge anymore. They were pieces of his family, of the food he loved, and the world around him. Learning them felt like learning a secret code that connected him even more to his wonderful abuela. "Can we learn more tomorrow, abuela?" he asked, his eyes wide with anticipation. "Of course, mi corazón," she said. She said, "The alphabet has many more adventures for us. But now," she whispered, "I think it's time for a burrito adventure. Shall we?" "Sí," Carlo cheered, using one of the Spanish words he already knew. It was the most enthusiastic yes he had ever said.